Hello, I'm Susan, and have I told you lately how much I love teaching intuition? Because I'm not really teaching it, actually. All I'm doing is gathering together my guidance collective, your guidance collective, and zillions of other guides that want to be with us to assist you to magnify your intuitive gifts, to give them a boost, to uplift all of it in you, and to make it as easy as pie. What a funny phrase that is, isn't it? So, in the immersion, one of the things we're going to be doing is helping you to be able to connect to your intuitive voice and know absolutely that is your intuitive voice. And this isn't just those simple little tricks of knowing whether you are kinesthetic or if you are auditory or whatever. You know all of those already. I'm talking to you about this because you understand your intuition, you've used it, but you want to feel like you can be guided by that aspect of your life. And one of the biggest questions that comes to me all the time is, how do I know the difference between my intuitive voice and those voices in my head, so to speak, those voices that aren't intuitively guided, that are directing me in the wrong place? How do I trust my intuition so explicitly that it just flows through me and there is no problem knowing that that is exactly what I need to listen to? Again, it doesn't always come out auditorially as it relates to listening to intuition. It's just the way it gives expression to itself is clear and true and hits the mark, and your heart feels great and you have a bounce to your step and you go, yeah, that's when I know my guidance is working with me. And I want you to have that all the time. As you know, I did not start out this life knowing that I was intuitive, using my psychic gifts as a medium, none of that. I started out as a numb, dumb kid that knew squat and lived from a very shut down, numb place. Until later, after college, I started to develop it because I was interested. I went, wow, there's something more to all of this than meets the eye. And I had to develop my own gifts. That wasn't little old me doing it. I realized later on that it was my guide saying, these are some brilliant ways to assist you to be clear with your guidance, to know how to trust it, to know the difference between the two voices, etc. So today what we're going to do is teach you how to know the difference between those two voices. And it's unique to you. There is no rote way, but as I guide you through this, you're going to find out for yourself. So you can pause this video at any moment to be able to come back to it, to play with it for a longer period of time. Whatever you need, you can pause at any moment because everybody has a different speed. I'm going to walk through it fairly quickly so that you have the instructions down and ready to rock and roll. So when it's time to actually have you do that for yourself, you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. We're going to do it in two parts. This is so fun. This has worked for people for over 20 years that I've been teaching this. So it's golden. Okay. So what you're going to do is put your attention on something that you want to have bring more flourishing in your life. Something you want to bring forth more of. Now, I don't want you to just say money, and I don't want you to just simply say, I want to manifest something. I want you to think of, it could be a home, it could be a car, but just feel like, oh, I would love to create more of what it takes to have this home come forth. I would love to have what it takes to have this relationship land, or the relationship that I'm in really go to the next level or get out of its slow track, whatever it is. Just feel what it is that you want to create next. What is that? Again, you can pause to take a moment or 2 or 6 with that. Now put that in your heart space. Feel that in your heart as a longing, as a sense of, oh, yes, I really would love to have more guidance, wisdom, creation energy around this particular something in my life that matters to me. Nothing is too big or too small. So once you've got that, then what you're going to do is say, you know, I would love some love and support and guidance from my guidance collective around this. I would love to feel what that dimension of myself wants to share around this. So you're not asking a question. That's a whole other topic for another video. You're just asking what they want to share. Once you put that in your heart, remember you can pause this video at any time. It's up to you what speed you do this at. Once you've done that, what I want you to do is just put it in your heart and go, ah, my guidance collective, I want to connect with you around this. And feel what that feels like to you so that your heart can get deeply engaged in that process. The next thing you're going to do, which is really, really fun, is you're going to put that aside just for a moment. And we're going to do an exercise. But when we do this exercise, the first thing you're going to do is have all those wacky, crazy, Debbie Downer voices come in. Okay. As we're doing this guided meditation, you're going to let all those voices come in. Okay? As you let them all come in, I want you to do it to the point where you start to laugh and go, oh, I get it. Those are those voices. I recognize them. Okay? So, have your attention on your beautiful heart and what you long to give greater expression to. As you take a moment to also invite your guidance collective and all the beings that you know and maybe are unknown to join you in this creative process, allowing them to have a say in what comes forward. Remembering that the way they speak can be a variety of ways. So you're inviting that in. Now you're going to close your eyes and you're going to imagine a passageway in front of you. It could be light, it could be a tunnel, it could be a water slide. You get to imagine it. It could be a forest that you walk through with a canopy of trees. And the first thing you're going to do, even though you've invited your guidance collective to be with you, to enjoy the whole journey, is you're going to put attention again on that which you value and you want to create, knowing that at the end of this passageway, as long or short as it is for you, at the end of that passageway is an opening. And after that opening is going to be your guidance. But first, as you're walking down the passageway, you're going to invite those voices to come in. So take a few moments to let that happen. Just be free and go. Say what you want to say, do what you want to do, poke at me, whatever it is. You have permission to be yourself, all those little voices. And as you're going down the passageway, listening to those voices in the way they either speak or feel or how you feel, you're just going to notice, where does that land in me? Is it on my left side? Is it in my solar plexus? Do I feel like I'm being kicked in the back? Just be with it for a moment. And I'm going going to be silent while you do this. Let it all come flooding in. Do not stop what wants to come in, because you're getting a feel for how your voices in your head, your mental apparatus, your fears, all those things that aren't your guidance, how they show up, so you can really identify it and know it. And while you're doing it, what you're doing is getting to the place where you chuckle, laugh, smile, and say, ah, I know you guys. Okay, you can put this on pause to keep going with the exercise until you're ready for the next step. The next step is to shake it off like a dog. Just shake it all off and go, okay, you guys, wow, that was wild and crazy. To hear those voices, get those sensations, to feel those old feelings. Yikes, I know them too well, don't I? Wow, there they are again. Then come back to your heart space. And when you're in that beautiful heart space again, put your attention back on what it is that matters most to you right now. Just breathe into it and really just shake yourself off and go, okay, you guys, you had a chance to speak, to feel all that stuff, but your time's done. We're inviting something else in right now. Okay. Shake it all off, come back to your heart. This is what I want to create. And I ask that my guidance collective, that I love and know loves me, that supports me, and holds sacred all that matters to me, come be with me as I walk down this passageway into that opening, so that that guidance collective can be with me in the way it will right now, through visual, sensation, impression, color, whatever it is. Just let yourself make that declaration in your heart. And then see again that opening in front of you. And if any of those old voices come in, just say, not now. You had your turn. We're going with guidance collective, guides, beings, anything you want to come with you. And feel yourself walking down, running down, skipping down this passageway, whatever it looks like for you. Maybe it's a little different this time. Moving down that passageway as long or short as it takes to get you to the space where you see an opening, a door, a window to walk through, just any kind of opening where it shifts and you're in a different space. And you see or sense that space. Maybe it's just light. Maybe it's a different color or texture or sensation. And you step into it and you're open to receive the guidance it wants to come to you to share with you now. Give yourself all the time and space you need. Breathing, receiving. Trusting, allowing, knowing. You can pause this at any time. And then you're going to give yourself permission, after you've paused and done the exercise, to come back into your heart space and write down what happened. write it down. And then let it go, because you'll come back to it later and see how it feels for you. And there you have it. You can also write down the comparison between these voices in your head, as I call them, these old patterns, and what you want to bring forward at this time of connection and communion with your guidance collective to assist you in what you value deeply. So, if you enjoyed this way of doing intuitive expansion, join us for the immersion. 15 days to immerse fully and completely in your intuitive guidance, mastering your intuitive connection to harness your spiritual power. All the details are below, and I am thrilled to open this huge portal and a whole new way of being for you. Guided, blessed, supported in every moment by the largeness of all that is the divinity of creation. Always great to be with you, and all of us together.